YouTube be tripping. Alright, what's going on, y'all? Yahweh Bash Mashab Kathar. This is Priest and Officer. I'm Isupk Albany here in Albany, New York. Welcome to the Sabbath service. That's correct. Just send it right to my DMs. Wherever your CQ radio thing is, wherever the link is, it's put in the chat box. All right, your family. Historically, yes. In terms of my family, no, we've been here for the past 400 years, serving out our slavery. So, unfortunately, the people who occupy that land are not the people of the Bible. Look, y'all can go on YouTube. You don't need to believe me. I'm not saying anyone is questioning me, but you can go on YouTube. You can find out the history of all them people. Ain't nothing stopping y'all from doing a YouTube search. God will not punish his chosen. Shit, the hell he won't. You don't know God, homie. It's throughout the whole Bible. I just brought it out on Wednesday. My whole class was on making a decision. You either gonna follow God's laws, or you're gonna get punished. And we've been being punished. So I hate to bust your bubble, but that is not a true statement. What about the necklace? It's a necklace. What about it? Let's see, make sure this is up and running. Change the little camera view real quick. Make sure that's straight. In my camera view. Shit, you think God don't punish? Lord, have mercy. Let him be with you. The stars on it. Well, first of all, it's not a star. A star is about a ball of gas. 2, it is King David's signet. You can find that in the Bible. This represents King David's name in the Hebrew, which is around my neck. 3, the proof in the pudding is police officers, sheriffs also use the same shape in the name of the law. So overseers took this shape and used this symbol to symbolize law enforcement. They went from being overseers to law enforcement. And no one ever questions them and why they wear the same shape. So if your people are punished for not following God, then how are they? That's exactly what it means. Look, you just answer your own question. So in short, what that means is if we're his chosen people, meaning the people that he chose to be his children, in order to be his people, he comes with conditions. Those conditions are the laws, statutes, and commandments that you can find throughout the whole Bible. You can read chapter Deuteronomy 28, and it tells you succinctly, if we do what he says, we'll be put on high. If we turn our ear from doing what he says, we will be brought down low, and we will get punished. When you read Deuteronomy 28, the entire chapter, is the first 15 verses is about the blessings, and everything from 1 through 14 or 15, and then everything from 15 or 16 down to 68 is about the punishments that would come from God. So again, if you have a hard time understanding it, I'll simplify it for you. Anybody who has children understands that as a parent, you have one job, is to raise that child to be hopefully an upstanding citizen, someone who abides, who's law abiding, who's not going to bring drama and trouble and heartache to you. If you have a child that does everything that child is supposed to do, you are going to bless that child. You understand? With gifts and hopefully everything that child needs to be successful. In this backwards world, we know that's not the truth. Typically, children who are good get pushed to the side And parents neglect the fact that they have issues. They have problems just like any other people. But the child who gets all the attention is the one who's bad. Well, in God's laws and His Bible, we are children who have been disobedient one time too many. And in His efforts to correct us, we refuse to get on board. Right? So He's had to punish us. The whole Bible's about God punishing us for not keeping the law, statutes, commandments. So, long story short, we are His children because we are being punished. You keep talking about Bible. We didn't believe that the only Torah. So I don't know what you're talking about, Sax. The Bible is front to back, Old to New Testament. So I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't talking malicious. I was also asking about the cop thing. Katrina, you have to ask your question. You have to rephrase it because I'm not exactly sure what you mean by you weren't talking about being malicious. And again, I'm having a conversation with multiple people. So if I misunderstood you, you may have to rephrase it so that I can answer it appropriately for you. And then dude said, what makes you think you are indigenous to the land? Dude, again, we talking about the whole Bible. That's the first thing. Secondly, there are 12 tribes. So if you read the Bible, you understood the history of it, you would know that 10 of those tribes came over here. Then you had another set of tribes that stayed back. So roughly it was 10 and a half per the Bible, right? So by proxy, because the people who constitute the 12 tribes were over here, by proxy that makes this our land. Don't matter when we came, as a family, the Lord brought us all over here to serve our punishment. If you look at the people who have been enslaved, we all speak the languages of the people who oppressed us, from Spanish to English all the way down. So, I mean, you figure out the rest. How can you possibly believe your religion? I don't believe in religion. We don't follow religion. That's the first question. But how can you possibly believe your religion? It makes no logical sense. Look, I can't help you to understand what's not meant for you to understand. Right? You look at the Bible through worldly eyes. I look at it through godly eyes. So you would have to get educated to understand why we believe what we believe. Can you explain why Israelites think, well, we don't think, we know, and that's based off of bloodline? You can find that in Genesis 25:25, 2 young boys that were born to parents. Those parents gave them names. So we come from those 2 boys, or we come from one of the twins of those boys. And again, that term is a threefold umbrella